So Shell announced today that you are pulling out of drilling in the Arctic going forward after years of effort, billions of dollars spent, some disappointing results, and you're pulling the plug on that. Why was that part of the Shell scenario for several years, and now it doesn't make sense anymore for the company?
Well, I think that reassessing the exploration opportunities in that particular part of the world. It's still a part of the world which has a lot of prospects. It's an important part of the world for developing resources, not only for the United States, but globally. And you have to always think about these things in the broader context. But there's also what you learn. And by drilling an exploration well, you learn certain things about the geology. And that's just kind of part of the business. If you're an explorer, sometimes you have disappointments, and I have to say, I've got things on social media from people who've been working responsibly in that area for some time, saying that they're gutted. People in the local economy are disappointed. But you also have upsides. I mean, recently, positive news from Gabon, from Malaysia, from Oman, and from the Gulf of Mexico. And so these things form part of a diversified portfolio and speak to why you have to think of this particular industry globally, but also over many decades.
Okay, speaking of thinking about many decades, let's step back for a minute. Your group at Shell, the Scenarios Group, specializes in looking out into the future, decades in the future, assessing the probabilities of where we're going. In the current environment, oil prices are volatile. Renewable technology is advancing, but still a small percentage of the mix. We have big climate change conference coming up in Paris. All this is going on. Set the stage for us now. Is the path forward hopeful?
Well, I think that one way of describing is that we've entered already an era of volatility and transitions. And we have multiple outlooks that consider different kinds of political choices, different kinds of technological opportunities. But it's useful sometimes to sit back and look at the whole range of those and say, what are the key lessons that come from that? And if we do that, I think we see two features to transition, one of which is quite familiar to those of us who've been in the industry for a number of years, and one of which has got something new to it. So in terms of what's familiar, that's global growth. All the outlooks, if you look at what is going to be used over the coming decades as more people enjoy the benefits of modern life that the minority have enjoyed for a long time, and that begins to spread towards the majority, the energy required to fuel that is going to be at least twice as much as today's energy over time. And we've seen growth over the decades.